Before I start this recap, don't just be a guest. Smash that like button and drop a comment. It really motivates me and helps this video reach more awesome viewers like you. The movie kicks off with a killer named Yelena who's been bummed since her sis Black Widow died, and life's gotten boring and pointless to her. She's been spending all her time on her job, and we see her smacking down guards in her way with mad skills, killing them. Then she slides into the lab to wreck some secret stuff. But this dude stops her, pulls a gun on her, and forces her to give up. But Yelena's smart and keeps yapping to distract him till she snags his gun and blasts him. But he comes back with another weapon, tries to kill her, but she jumps him, tries to knock him out, and he accidentally shoots himself and dies. After Yelena blows up the whole lab, she hits up Valentina, her boss, and tells her the mission's done. Then we cut to some dude who's now a congressman, and he's at a trial against Valentina. Valentina's the CIA director, and there's a ruling to boot her from her spot cause there's proof she's running secret experiments on humans to make a super soldier. Valentina speaks up, defends herself, says now there's tons of countries stronger than us with dope tech, and like y'all saw, our president turned into a giant red monster and almost trashed the whole country. The ones who used to save us from stuff like that were the Avengers, but they're done, and we don't got heroes to count on anymore. Anything I did before was to protect the American people, so I'm making super soldiers to defend my country, and I reject getting fired. The judge hears her defense and delays the case. Then Valentina tells her assistant to ditch any evidence that could lock her up or fire her. The assistant tells her she'll send Yelena and the others to handle this mission. We cut back to Yelena, who goes to visit her dad Alexei, who's now driving a limo. Yelena tells him she's thinking of quitting her gig with Valentina. Alexei, shocked, says he'd love to work with her and asks why she's so miserable now. She says she doesn't know what's the point of the job she's doing. He tells her, "Let me tell you, when I was happy, back when I was out there, saving people's lives on the streets, I was stoked because I was loved, people went wild for me. Your sis Black Widow got that. It's time you follow her steps." Then Yelena talks to Valentina, says she's ready for the next mission, but it's gonna be her last cause after that, she wants to quit and find a new gig. Valentina agrees, gives her the details of the final mission. The mission's that Yelena goes to this facility, and Valentina tells her there's an agent heading there to steal important data from the vault, and your job's to stop her. It's a simple, easy mission. Yelena follows orders and slides in after her. When she gets to the vault, she spots papers and pics about secret experiments on humans, cause Valentina wants to make a super soldier named Sentry. Out of nowhere, this dude named John starts shooting at her. Yelena fights him, not even knowing who he is, and he's there to kill her. Suddenly, a third person, Antonia, jumps in and blasts him. She came specifically to take out John. Seconds later, a fourth person, Ava, shows up there to take out Antonia. Everyone's fighting their target, trying to kill them. In the end, Ava manages to kill Antonia. They find out there's a regular dude named Robert in the vault with them. All of a sudden, all the vault doors slam shut. The three of them start talking and figure out Valentina sent them here to kill each other. They were Valentina's secret soldiers doing her missions, but Valentina decided to kill them and destroy all her evidence in the vault, including her secret soldiers, to leave no trace before the trial. Even so, the three don't team up and start clowning each other cause back in the day, they were superheroes but failures. John says, "At least I was the former Captain America." They tell him, "You were Captain America for like 2 seconds before you got benched." John asks Robert, "How'd you end up here?" But Robert doesn't remember. Ava wants to bounce and tries to get through the doors but can't. There's a sound barrier stopping her. At the same time, Valentina tells her assistant to kill Yelena and the others right now. The place lights up red, and they've got 2 minutes before it blows. They feel the heat spiking and figure out the sound barrier was made just for Ava so she can't escape. They say there's got to be a power source we can wreck. They hunt for the power source everywhere, and Yelena finds it. John smashes it, and Ava manages to vanish and escape. The others wonder if Ava's coming back to save them or not. With just 20 seconds left before the place blows and the heat's insane, Ava opens the door at the last second, and they escape the explosion. In the next scene, we see a memory of Yelena where she's luring her friend Anya so this guy can kill Anya. That was a test for young Yelena to train her as a killer. Weirdly, Yelena sees Robert in the memory. When she snaps out of it, she realizes her hand was touching his, and that's why she saw that memory. They all wake up. On the other side, Mel, Valentina's assistant, tells her Yelena and the others found a way to escape and might be teaming up against you. But Valentina mocks them, saying they're human trash and will make the worst team ever. Mel shows her a video of them destroying the power source. Valentina's shocked when she sees Robert, not knowing who he is, and tells Mel to find out who this guy is and how he got in the vault. She sends a strong team to hit the vault and kill Yelena and the others. Turns out, Alexei was their limo driver and heard everything Valentina said. He shook cause his daughter's in danger. We cut back to them, and John says, each of us has a reason for being here except this Robert dude. He says, tell us about yourself so we get who you are. Robert says, last thing I remember is I was giving a blood sample for a medical study. Then I woke up here. John gets mad at him for not remembering more and wants to ditch him. Robert fires back, saying, how are you, Captain America? You're just some dumb dude. John gets pissed and shoves him against the wall. John's weirded out cause Robert's eyes glow. Yelena steps in and calms John. Robert tells her, John's been treating me like crap since he saw me. Yelena says, sorry, but we gotta work together to get out of here. He tells her, go and leave me here, so everyone's safe if I'm far away. Yelena's confused by his words and gets that he's sad cause of the loneliness he's been in. She relates because she feels lonely too and tells him, try to live with and accept the loneliness. They're shocked when John breaks part of the wall to escape. Yelena convinces Robert to escape together, saying, after that, do whatever you want. Even if you want to kill John, I don't care. Meanwhile, at a party, Bucky goes to talk to Mel and tries to convince her to betray Valentina and work with him to put Valentina in jail. He gives her his card to call him. Mel seems like she might betray Valentina. In the next scene, we see her talking to Bucky, hesitating to betray Valentina. She's scared there's no one to save the country like the Avengers did before. She tells him, I trust Valentina, cause no one's gonna save the world except the hero she's building. Bucky says, we'll protect the world, help us, and we'll protect you from Valentina too. But she's scared of Valentina and hangs up on him. On the other side, Yelena's team hits a dead end, and there's no way to escape except by climbing this place. John makes a huge leap and falls into a deep pit. Robert suggests a fix for the problem, that they team up and climb it this way. At the same time, Valentina and Mel are on a plane heading to the vault. Mel tells Valentina that Robert was one of the people in the Sentry superhero project. Valentina's shocked cause everyone in the project was supposed to be dead. Mel confirms Robert was one of the volunteers, and we thought he died, so we dumped him in the vault with the evidence. Valentina's stunned when she realizes the superhero project worked on Robert. Yelena's team reaches the exit, but doesn't know how to handle it now, cause if one of them goes through, the other three will fall. Robert's about to sneeze and slip, so they take precautions and manage to save each other from falling. They reach the exit successfully. When John touches Robert's hand, he remembers a memory where John was reading news about getting fired as Captain America. The press called him a failure, and Olivia, John's wife, didn't like that John was reading news and not looking at their son. John gets mad and tells her, you look at him. Then John snaps out of it, and we get that anyone who touches Robert's hand remembers a bad memory. They spot Valentina's mercenary team arriving, so they go back to make a plan, but they argue over who's the leader to make the plan. In the end, Yelena makes the plan, saying, we blow up anything to distract them, and when they get close, John will hit them and take them out. I'll jump in after him and finish them off. Ava will look for a car to drive. Ava moves fast and vanishes. Robert asks her, what do I do? Yelena sees him as useless, so she tells him to stick behind her. Valentina arrives and talks to the mercenary team leader, Holt. Holt says, my guys have the place surrounded and are ready to storm at any time. Valentina says, I don't want anyone dead cause there's a super important person in there I want alive. At that moment, Yelena throws a bomb. The mercenaries head toward the explosion. Robert asks Yelena for a weapon to fight with them cause he doesn't want to feel like a useless dude, but she says no and tells him to stay behind her. Meanwhile, John's getting ready to hit the mercenaries. Yelena and Robert get there and find John took them all out, but John's gone. Another mercenary team shows up. Yelena hides, pops out at the right time, and fights them. She gives Robert a weapon to kill the mercenaries. After they're done, John shows up and joins Yelena and Robert. They disguise themselves in the mercenary team's gear and walk out past Valentina, who doesn't suspect them. Ava pulls up with a car, and they hop in. Robert's the only one riding in the back, but a mercenary stops them, saying no one's leaving the mission for any reason, and orders them to identify themselves. John and Yelena feel they're in deep trouble. Robert wants to help somehow, so he jumps out of the car and fires shots in the air to distract all the soldiers and give Yelena and the others a chance to escape. Holt orders to open fire on him, and the soldiers unload a hail of bullets on him. Valentina freaks out and orders to stop shooting, but it's too late cause Robert's a lifeless body. Yelena's bummed, and they think he's dead, so they decide to move. But shockingly, Robert gets up. He's not hurt by a single bullet. The soldiers and Valentina are in shock. Robert lifts off the ground, flying in the air, but he can't control his powers. Yelena's team watches, stunned. Robert hovers for a bit, then passes out and crashes to the ground. The impact's so hard it sends cars flying, including Yelena's team's car, which gets wrecked and won't start. They decide to keep going on foot. Yelena says to them, Valentina turned Robert into a superhuman, and this paper proves it. The paper had sketches of the hero Sentry. Yelena and Ava are upset about Antonia's death for no reason, saying she was probably like us. They keep going. Valentina's men take Robert, who's still out cold, and she tells Mel to get rid of Yelena's team, cause they're the last evidence against her. Meanwhile, Yelena's team is trekking through the desert and hides when they see a car ahead. When Yelena sees the car, she knows it's her dad Alexei. He gets out and calls for his daughter, saying, "Don't go into the vault, it's dangerous for you." He doesn't know he's already late. They hop in with him, and he explains he heard Valentina wants to kill them. Alexei's impressed with Yelena's team, saying if they team up, they'll make a dope squad. Suddenly, mercenary cars show up behind them. Alexei speeds up the car, but it's not enough. The mercenaries start shooting at them. John blocks the shots with a shield. Alexei grabs a bottle of booze, puts a lighter in it, and throws it at them, but it doesn't work. The shooting keeps going. Ava wants to jump in, but they turn on sound waves because that's the weapon that messes with Ava. Yelena shoots at them and takes out one of their cars. 2 cars are left. Out of nowhere, bombs hit one of the cars, and it blows up. That was Bucky. The other car shoots at him, but he dodges and pulls a cable from their car, flipping it. They're hyped, but the vibe doesn't last because Bucky blows up their car. Then we cut to Valentina. Mel tells her Robert's mentally unstable, depressed, and not riding ahead. But Valentina doesn't care and goes to check on Robert. Robert remembers her and that she did the experiments on him and the volunteers. Valentina says, "You volunteered for an experiment to enhance humans, but not all volunteers could handle it." Robert cuts her off and asks about Yelena. Valentina says, "Yelena and her crew are bad guys and criminals. Forget them. Focus on you. You're the only one who survived the experiment we did on you, and I'm super stoked. I want you to be my hero." When she touches his hand, she remembers a bad memory from when she was a kid with her dad, and someone killed her dad. Valentina realizes she saw that vision, cause she touched Robert's hand. The memory bums her out, and she walks off. Robert tells her, "I'll try to control my superpowers." Valentina tells Mel to bring reporters here to show off our new hero. But Mel's not sold on what Valentina's doing, thinking it's messed up to turn a mentally unstable dude into a superhero, cause we don't know what disasters he could cause. The kill switch we made to control Sentry got wrecked in the vault explosion, but Valentina doesn't care about that talk. All she cares about is her project succeeding. She orders Mel to bring the press today and make another kill switch to replace the one that got destroyed. We cut to Bucky, who grabs Yelena and her crew cause he thinks they're Valentina's soldiers. They try to convince him they're not working with Valentina anymore cause she tried to kill them. They spill everything about Robert, but Bucky doesn't buy it and plans to make them testify against Valentina in court. But Mel calls Bucky and says Valentina is out of control, and the Sentry she made is super dangerous. She's setting up a literal disaster. You gotta come stop this mess before the press shows up and bring anyone who can help. She hangs up because she feels someone's coming. Bucky's freaked out by what she said and decides to trust Yelena's team cause he's got no other choice. He frees them from the cuffs and asks for their help. They agree. Turns out Valentina overheard Mel talking to Bucky. She tells her, "You think you're saving the world because you believe there's good people and bad people, but let me tell you, the world's just evil people and eviler people, no third kind. You get my point later." She goes to Robert and tries to help him control his powers. Robert points at a glass, and he actually moves it and breaks it, shocked by his own strength. She tells him, "Your powers got no limits." Meanwhile, Yelena's team is heading to Valentina's base. They call their squad the Thunderbolts. They storm the company's base with the car and fight the guards, teaming up like champs and forming a tight crew. Valentina cuts them off, talking through the speakers, telling them to take the elevator and come up. They do, meet Valentina, and say, "We're here to arrest you." She mocks them, saying, "You can't do jack." Bucky tries to grab her, but freezes in place. It's Robert stopping him, showing up in his new suit. Valentina says, "Let me introduce you to the superhero Sentry, who's unbeatable, stronger than even the Avengers, and he'll be the greatest superhero in the world. He'll protect the American people from bad guys, starting with you, and he'll kill you now." She orders Sentry to kill them all. Sentry says, "I don't want to hurt you, so surrender." Yelena tells him, "Don't listen to her." Valentina says to Sentry, "Looks like she's underestimating you." Sentry's been brainwashed by Valentina. Alexei tries to attack Sentry, but gets hit and flies back. The Thunderbolts try to hit him every way they can, but it's no use. He's stronger than all of them, can even stop bullets fired at him. Alexei tries to stab him with a knife, but the knife breaks. He can fly and vanish, controlling them like he wants. No matter how hard they try, they get wrecked. Bucky tries to hit him with all his strength, but Sentry destroys Bucky's vibranium arm. They all realize there's no hope of beating him, so they grab each other and start to leave. Valentina urges Robert to kill them before they go, but Robert refuses because they're not a threat to him. He says, "Why do I have this power and take orders from anyone?" Valentina feels she can't control Robert and tries to use the kill switch to knock him out, but she doesn't make it. Robert chokes her by the neck and almost kills her, but Mel steps in and knocks Robert out with the kill switch. Valentina thanks her, and they both leave. We see Sentry's body turn completely dark. The whole Thunderbolts team is crushed. Yelena yells at them, saying, "There's no way to stop Robert, and you're not heroes, you're useless." She ditches them and walks off. They all buy into her words and split up, but Alexei follows her. She says to him, "Don't act like you care about me. You didn't check on me for a whole year." Alexei apologizes, saying, "I just felt you didn't want me, so I didn't wanna butt into your life." She says, "No, I needed you because I was feeling super lonely. I don't do anything all day but scroll on my phone, work, and go home to no one." He says, "Stick with me. You don't realize you're a special person with a good heart." Alexei gives her a speech, pumps her up, saying, "I see the good girl in you with no flaws." She's moved by his words. They notice a ton of people looking at the sky. They look too and see Sentry, turned into a dark shadow. A soldier shoots at him, but Sentry turns the soldier into a shadow. Valentina is shocked by what she sees and realizes the kill switch doesn't work on Sentry. A soldier in a helicopter shoots at him, but Sentry turns him and the pilot into shadows. The chopper crashes into a building, and debris rains down on people. People are running, freaking out. Alexei sees a huge rock about to fall on people, so he jumps in to save them. A truck driver dies, and the truck's about to hit a mom and her kid. Yelena saves the mom and kid fast. Bucky saves people before a car hits them. The chaos isn't over, and the chopper's getting wrecked. Ava saves whoever she can. John stops a giant rock before it crushes a woman, but the rock's too heavy for him. The Thunderbolts team steps in, helps him, and they lift the rock and drop it. The crowd cheers and hypes them up. Valentina's pissed. Another rock's about to hit a girl, but Alexei saves her, but the girl turns into a shadow. Sentry starts turning tons of people into shadows. People are running in total panic. The Thunderbolts team runs, except Yelena, who heads toward the shadows and turns into one too. Alexei loses it over her. Sentry keeps turning people into shadows. We see Yelena wake up in her worst memories, seeing the memory of her friend Anya. She looks for Robert in her memories, but suddenly, trees wrap around her and trap her. She breaks free and jumps to another memory where she and other girls were training to be pro killers. Yelena was the best and fastest at loading a gun. Yelena sees Robert in a mirror and tries to reach him, but jumps to another memory where she was drunk and wanted to die from despair. Then Yelena reaches Robert, who's sitting in a normal room. She begs him to stop what he's doing. He says, "It's not me doing that in the city, it's Sentry." Yelena gets that Robert has two personalities, Robert and Sentry. Robert's given up and isn't fighting Sentry. Yelena sees a bad memory of Robert, where his mom and dad were always fighting. Yelena sits with Robert, talks to him, says, "Don't let depression control you. Bury your negative feelings deep instead of dwelling on them. I feel you because I've lived all the emotions you're going through. Try to leave this place and control your body instead of Sentry." Suddenly, chaos hits the room and everything attacks them. It's Sentry fighting them, trying to kill them. But the Thunderbolts team shows up in the shadows too and saves Yelena and Robert. They wonder how to get out now. Yelena tells Robert to take them to his worst memory. Meanwhile, in the real world, Sentry keeps doing his thing, spreading darkness all over the city. The Thunderbolts keep jumping through Robert's memories until they reach his worst one, in a lab where Robert was experimented on. Robert says, "I thought when I took the serum and became a superhero, people would respect and love me." Sentry appears as a shadow and starts attacking them all, saying to Robert, "These people don't care about you. No one loves you. No one cares about you." But Robert doesn't give in to despair, attacks Sentry, and gets into a fight with him. Sentry's super strong and cuts him up. Robert freaks out, charges at Sentry, hits him, and lands multiple blows. But it turns out that's what Sentry wants. He keeps taunting Robert, saying, "Hit harder," so the darkness and anger take over Robert and turn him into a shadow like him. The Thunderbolts notice what's happening and try to free themselves and save him. Alexei manages to free Yelena, who runs, dodges all the obstacles Sentry puts in her way, and reaches Robert. She hugs him at the last second before he fully turns into a shadow, saying, "I'm with you, I love you, and I care about you." The whole Thunderbolts team hugs him. Robert returns to his normal self, manages to get rid of the dark Sentry personality inside him, and they all return to the real world. The sun comes out, the darkness lifts, and all the people who vanished into shadows come back. Turns out they were just sent to their bad memories. Robert doesn't remember what happened in the memory world and doesn't get what went down in the city. They see Valentina in front of them and go for her. Some want to kill her, some want to arrest her. But Valentina lured them to a press conference. They all stand in front of the press, confused about what's going on. Valentina tricks the press, saying, "I've been prepping a team for years to replace the Avengers to protect America's people from danger. And this is them, the new Avengers." The Thunderbolts are shocked, but go along with it, because the people love them and cheer for them. Valentina did this to protect herself from the Thunderbolts. Yelena tells Valentina, "We're in control of you now." In the next scene, we see them 14 months later, and from their talk, we learn some people love them as the new Avengers, and some don't accept them. Then news comes that a weird ship entered the atmosphere with a number 4 logo, the Fantastic Four's logo, who we'll meet later. And that's the end of the movie.